Hi there. Hor here. As always, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. And yeah, this is going to be the technically what should have been the first episode in the options trading on YouTube. So hopefully you get something out of this. The plays I'm doing in here are just for show and tell purposes and explanation only. It's not something that I'm actively trading right now. Um, but this is just for your edification. So with that, let's get into it. So I apologize for my loud shirt. It's just, it was clean. And Drew Fest was a good time. In any event, so as you can see on the screen, I have the SPY options chains up. I do own some for October. Just for the sake of this video, though, we're going to go out to July 15th because that's next month's expiring options. And so the first thing that you are going to want to learn when you're learning options is basically what a call is. So a call contract is basically a an option that is this it's a contract basically saying that you are willing to buy 100 shares of whatever company that the contract is for at a specific price on a specific date. So if we go to July 15th, 2022, and we go through these options, you can see that the price of the SPY is currently 388.83. And so you look between 388 and 389, and you see that's where the line delineates because that's where things are in the money and out of the money. So everything below 388 on this side for the call side, this side over here is the put side. Everything over here is in the money. Everything above this is not yet in the money, it is out of the money. And now there's two different things. There's a bid and an ask. And usually right between that price is where you kind of want to hit that sweet spot. Now, for buying a call, you go to the ask and you basically, let's say we believe that it'll be 390 in July. So you click that, and this is in Thinkorswim. We'll do it the same exact thing in Robinhood shortly because I know a lot of people use Robinhood. And if there's any other brokerages that you guys want to see these trades and things on, just leave comments, let me know. And yeah, we can definitely do that. It's not a problem. And so we'll bring this screen up. But the trick is if you keep going down, and I apologize. Yeah, okay. So it's going to, first off, this is what you're going to want to look at. This is basically your, whether or not you're in profit or out of profit, where your break even point is and all that stuff. So if you look right here, because this is a contract for $390 SPY expiring July 15th. So if you buy one of these, you are agreeing to buy 100 shares of the SPY at $390 per share on July 15th when it expires at the end of the day. And for this, you are willing to pay roughly a premium of $7.97 per a share. Or in other words, this will cost you $797 because you have to multiply by 100 because each contract is worth 100 shares. When you first do this in Thinkorswim, it'll bring up 10 contracts. You only want one because this is just for dabbling your feet, whatever. And so currently the price is 388. This is out of the money. It's a month out. So your break even price would be that 390 price plus the 797 per share. So your break even price is $397.97 per share. And as you can see, that's right here where the red goes to the green. So 397, yeah, just about. It's kind of hard to eke it out, but right out there. And you can see as you go up in price, the more money you'll make. If SPY goes back up to 430 bucks, you've made yourself a handy dandy profit right there. And it'll tell you how much profit your loss is expected based on where that ends. So at 4:30, if you look in the upper left hand corner, I'm pointing. I know you can't see what I'm pointing at. Um, you have a profit loss on July 15th of $3,239.81. And currently on June 27th, which is 0 days till expiration, if you were to sell it, you'd have a profit of roughly $3,302. Since today's over, it would be like tomorrow, but same idea. If it were to hit that price tomorrow, you could sell this contract for roughly 3,200 bucks. So with that information, knowledge, what have you, you've put it here. You have it on buy. You have the strike price. It is a call, and this is the price you're willing to purchase it at. Now you can change that price here. You can put in whatever price you like. It's just a matter of will it or will it not get executed. And then you can change it to limit or market or whatever, day. That's usually how you do options because they only trade during the day. And that is that. And that's a call. And you can do the exact same thing on the put side. You can switch this over to put. And a put is the exact opposite of a call. You are basically entering into a contract where you are saying, I am going to sell you 100 shares of SPY at $390 on July 15th, even though I don't have them, which we can get into. And for that, I am going to pay you a premium because I'm buying it of $875 for one contract. So basically, someone who's taking on that risk says, I will let you sell me shares of SPY at 390 in a month or about, not so much, 18 days from now. But you have to pay me $8.75 per share for the right to do that. So there's a buy side of every contract and there's a sell side of every contract, and those two have to agree to the terms. Now with the calls, it's a lot easier to understand, I guess, for beginners. Basically, I am going to buy shares from you at this price on this date, and you agree to sell them to me at that price on that date. And so essentially, there's three things that can happen. You can sell the contract before the date of expiration and collect whatever premium or recoup whatever, is left depending on if the contract, because the contract can expire worthless. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Anyway, back to where we were. So essentially, every order has a buy and a sell proponent. You, you being the buyer of a call means that someone else is selling that call to you. Someone has agreed to basically sell you 100 shares of SPY at 390 on July 15th. Now, if SPY is below 390, I'm just going to call it the SPY. That's what I do, SPY. If it's below 390, you don't have to exercise that, because why would you buy it at 390 when you could buy it for 380 or 370? However, they still get to keep that premium of that $797 per share. So they get to keep $798 for selling you that call. And we'll get into that in the next episode about selling, the sell side of things. But right now, you being the purchaser of it, you're going to pay $797 premium for the right to buy SPY at the 390 on July 15th. If SPY is above 390, that contract will execute if you have done nothing. Now, if it's above 390, there's a couple things you can do. If it's before the date and it hits 390, you can sell for whatever profit there may be. You can call your brokerage and exercise the option early if you choose, which is a very rare thing that not a lot of people do unless they're like hedge funds that are trying to secure shares for this, that, or the other reason. Um, well, you could call your brokerage and say, "Hey, I would like to execute this," so long as you have the money to do it. I mean, that's going to cost you like $39,000. So if you have 39K and you want to do that, go right ahead, because you still have to buy all those shares at 390 a piece. So, and lastly, is you can just sell the contract back. For simplicity's sake, we'll just say that there's two of you. They sold it to you. You've been holding on to it for like maybe we'll say 10 days. SPY shoots up to $410 and you say, all right, I'm going to sell it back. So you take it and you say, you can have it back, but I get this much money because that's the price on the market now. Okay, sure. So you've skimmed a bunch of money off the top. You didn't have to buy any shares. It's a pretty good gig. And that is the idea behind the call option. You're not trying to hold on to it to gain shares. You're not trying to exercise it to gain shares. You're basically just trying to skim a little bit of profit off the top. So you're basically taking, what is it, the $700, $800 instead of $39,000, and you get control of $39,000 worth of shares. You get to say this, that, or the other thing. Like, this is what I'm going to do with those shares right now. I'm going to sell the contract back to you so you have control of them. I'm going to exercise it so I have actual control of the shares. But for $800, you get control of $39,000 worth of shares. So it's a very good way to increase your leverage on your money. However, unlike holding the long stock, there is a huge downside. And it's that each one of these, if you think of owning a share as owning a contract for one share, that contract never expires. Never once will it ever expire. Unless the company goes bankrupt, and then you're out. But will that happen? Depends on the company. Will SPY go bankrupt? Probably not. So owning 100 shares for $39,000, safe. It's not going to go anywhere. It can go up or down, but it's not leaving. It is not going to take you to zero anytime. If this contract for 390 were to expire worthless, as in July 5th comes, July 5th goes, and you're at 380, not 390, that contract is worth zero. You've lost your $800. You've given it to someone else. It's gone. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Gone. So that's the downside. And options can be very lucrative, but they can also be very, very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And that's why we're doing this. And that's the call side. The put side is exactly the same thing, except instead of you're hoping for the price to go up, you're hoping for the price to come down. So if we took a look at this and we said we want to buy a put, that price is different. It's $875 for that. And you can see based on this graph that the lower the price goes and your break even point here, it would be 381.23. So long as the SPY is down below 380, you're making money. The lower it goes below 380, the more money you make. If it gets to 350, you're looking at a $3,000 profit. Pretty good. Will it by July 15th? That's not what we're here to discuss. So that's just a quick overview of calls and puts. The next video in this series is going to be the sell side of the calls and the puts, and then we're going to put them all together for call debit spreads, call credit spreads, put debit spreads, put credit spreads. And then we get into real funky stuff. But this was the introduction. I know it seems kind of rushed. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments and we'll take care of that for you. Just let me know. I'll take care of that for you. I'm a one-man team. And I'll do update videos to this series, hopefully, if I'm missing anything. But yeah, I do have a whole series with Poor and Standard of doing explaining calls without any visuals. You can find that wherever you find your podcasts, Spotify, wherever. Poor versus Standard podcast. There's no visuals, but all of the information is there in a pretty excellent form, and it's very educational. So if you're waiting for each one of these videos to come out. You can just go there and all that information will be right there for you. So with that, thank you for your time and have a good week.